Hello, hello, hello. Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to the show. So happy that you're here. In this video, I want to talk about something that is important, but often overlooked. The power of small actions. A lot of us are guilty of wanting immediate gratification and not seeing the big picture. But by taking little steps every day, we can achieve great things over time. So if you're ready to learn more about how to do this, stick around. And if you don't know me, I'm Dr. Dwayne Wood. That's Wood with an E. The E stands for endocrinology. And here on our channel, we help to educate, we help to empower you, and we help to educate you to take charge of your health and your life, avoid complications, and live the life you've always wanted, going to the next level. We are in our live every day in August. We are doing a show every day in August. This is our anniversary month, and we are so excited that you have joined us for this. So we have, this is day, what did it say? Day number 13. I've lost track of the days. This is day number 13 in our live every day. So glad that you're here. If you are new to the channel, if you're new to this community, we would love to welcome you. Go ahead and put new in the comments. If you're here on YouTube, if you're on Facebook, if you're on LinkedIn, if you're on Twitter, go ahead and send us a message there as well. If you have questions, you can just type those in and those should come over to us. Make sure you put a Q and a colon in front of that question so that we know that that's a question that we need to get to. All right. So that's what we're doing live every day in August. And so excited. We have been talking about designing a new me. That's our topic. That's the series that we've been doing. And I have had a wonderful time because I've been learning along with you guys, right? So we've been learning together how to set goals, how to stay motivated, how to get back on track. And tonight we're going to talk about a subset of some of the things we've been talking about. And this is a very exciting one for me, because I think this is where the rubber meets the road. Right? This is where the rubber meets the road, because change is never easy. That's why they say that the only constant is change, right? It's a cliche, but it is so true. Change can be hard, right? just face it, right? So whether we are changing locations, we're moving from one house to the next, we're changing jobs, we are changing schools, right? All of those things can be disruptive, uncomfortable. But that doesn't mean that they're not worth it, right? So change is essential for growth. And without change, we never learn, we never improve, we never experience new things, we never get to meet new people, right? So change is what keeps us moving forward. So the next time you're faced with a change, don't resist, right? Don't resist it. So there are lots of reasons that people want to change. So they're inspired to change. Right? So someone inspired them. So we're hoping that as you are watching and that you are listening to these videos that we're doing, these shows that we're doing for this month, that you're becoming inspired for the change that you want, that you are seeing, hey, yeah, I can do this. And you've been to conferences before, right? Where you've been pumped up and you go out and you learn something and say, I want to change, right? So that's the idea, right? That we're inspired. People also change because they're disappointed. So there's something that they want, something that was of interest to them, something in their lives that didn't quite work the way they wanted, and so they want to change. People change because they're hurt. So whether that is some relationship that they've had, they got sick, for instance, right? So they're hurt for some reason, right? Emotional hurt, some physical hurt. Maybe they are in a car accident. Maybe they injured a leg, injured an arm, or some other part of their body, and they are in pain, and so they've got to change. And then sometimes people are forced. And I mentioned there someone getting sick, the boss, the job saying, hey, you've got to do this. You've got to change this way. You've got to do things this way. And so they're forced to change. So lots of different reasons why people want to change. But the thing is, right, we all want change to happen overnight, right? A new job, a new relationship, a new wardrobe. But the truth is that it takes time. And overnight success is usually the result of years of hard work and dedication. I was listening to, I think it was maybe Steve Harvey, and he was talking about the fact that sometimes people look at him and look at the people he's around, and they think, oh, wow, he became an overnight success. But they don't remember, or they haven't seen, and they don't know about the little places that he played over the years, right? So the little bars, right? The little clubs across the country where he put the work in, he put the time in, and then all of a sudden, boom, right? He shows up and everybody thinks that this is overnight. Another person that I listen to is Dave Ramsey, and Dave Ramsey talks about the benefits of persistence, improvement, and doing a good job over time. Right? So over time things happen. So sometimes if you're looking for that quick fix, you can be disappointed. But if you're willing to put in the time and effort, you can make real and lasting changes in your life. Just remember, it was not going to be overnight. Rome was not built in a day. And neither is the perfect life. So we're going to talk a little bit about this thing here called the compound effect. The compound effect. And the compound effect is a book, but it's a concept that we know, but we don't usually put to use. It's a book that was written by Dan Hardy, called The Compound Effect, right? And it is essentially, the idea is that let me see how to say this. It is how small actions can lead to significant results over time, right? So that's what I was saying before. How small actions can lead to significant results over time. It's based on the idea that success is not a single event. Let me put a pin there for a minute. Success is not a single event. Sometimes we want to make change and we make a single change, if you will, a single step in that direction, and the step doesn't take us to where we want, and we're like, oh, this doesn't work. If you are someone who has diabetes, for example, which is one of the things I take care of, and we make a change, or you make a change, and we talk about the list of things, right? So we talk about the diet and exercise and watching what you're eating and the medication and sleep and that whole list of things. And you go home and you make a change and you look at the blood sugar and it hasn't changed. And you think, okay, this is not going to work. Well, it's a single step. So success is not a single event, but it's the result of many decisions and actions taken over time. It can be used to achieve any goal, big or small, right? So we're going to do an example here in a minute, and it's an example that talks about money, but it can be used for anything, right? Let's run over there. Let's go ahead and jump over there. So this is an example, right? This is the example. And in the book, he talks about the magic penny. So if I said to you, hey, I'll give you $3 million today, or I'll give you a penny that doubles in value every day for 30 days. Without thinking, some of us would say, oh, sure, give me the $3 million. I want that right there, right? But I want you to look at the example. That over time, that single penny that started out 0.01 cents and doubles to 0.02 cents and doubles to 0.4 cents, right? And doubles to 8 cents and doubles to 16 and doubles to 32 and doubles to 64, right? Boom, 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 boom. Now, so far, all we got is 64 cents. And we've already gone through, how many days is that? Right? Is that about 7 days, 5 days? Right? Do you see that? So it looks like we're starting out small. And this is actually one of the things that happens sometimes since we're using money in saving money. That this month you put some money away and you look at it and you're like, well, wow, that's only $100. That's nothing. And next month you look at it and it's only $200 and that's nothing. And the temptation is to say, oh, this is going to take forever. So we give up. But over time, if we are consistent, you put that $100 in a month, at the end of the year, that's $1,200. And if you do that next year, right, it's $2,400 plus maybe a little bit of interest, depending on what you did with it. But I want you to look at the example. Go back to the example here. And you'll see that, right at about day, let's see, what is that? I can't really see. Let's drop down to day 12, right? Day 12. We haven't really made a lot of money. So you see that? You're like, oh, yeah, sure. But then I want you to drop down and gaze at day 22 and 23 and 24 and 25. And then I want you to drop your eyes down to day number 28. Do you see just what just happened there? And day 29 and day 30. So persistence over time pays off. Now, in this example, we talked about money. But what if you are an author? What if you have a story to tell? What if you have a course that you are putting together? What if you have a class that you want to do? What if you have something you want to design? And you sit down, and if you're an author, you say, okay, I'm going to write 2 pages a day. 2 pages a day. And you say, I'm going to do that for 30 days. That's 60 pages. That's 60 pages, right? And depending on what you're writing, depending on what type of thing you're writing, that's nothing to sneeze at. But it takes persistence over time. If you're losing weight, if that's what you want to do, you want to manage, you want to get healthy, and you look at the scale, and at the end of the week, you're like, oh man, I just lost 1 pound. Doesn't seem like a lot, does it? But if you lose a pound a week for 30 weeks, almost a little over a year, right? So 26 weeks would be 6 months. So a pound a week for 30 weeks. That's 30 pounds. And if you keep that up over the year, right? That's a lot of weight. If you lose half a pound a week over 30 weeks, that's 15 pounds. You double that, that's 30 pounds. But sometimes the pace at which we're going does not match what we think it should be doing. And so we end up giving up. So big things or small things. You want to buy property. You want to get into investing. You want to flip houses. Whatever it is that is in your mind, whatever the change is, whatever the thing that you're doing, right? And we've been talking about designing a new us, right? We throw that in there. If we are persistent with small changes over time, taking the action every day and getting up and doing those routines like we talked about and building those habits, slow and steady. You guys know the story of the tortoise and the hare, tortoise and the hare, right? So the tortoise is pretty slow, right? And I love the version that I think it was it Warner Brothers that did it back in the day? The tortoise and the hare. And the tortoise was just doing his thing, just slowly going. And the hare was running and doing all kinds of other things, right? But guess what? Guess who won? Oh, yeah. Because over time, small things take effect. Let's pop back over here. So the compounding effect can be used you need to be committed. Let me say that. You need to be committed to taking action every day. You need to be committed to taking action every day. And then that last point that you see there, we need to track. We need to track. Let me pause here again and encourage you, if you are not tracking whatever it is that you are trying to change, the improvement that you're trying to make, you are not going to make the progress that you want, because there's no way for you to tell what you're doing. The journaling, right? The recording, the tracking allows you to pivot and make changes that you may need, that you may not see if you're not tracking it. And you can see how you are improving over time. That's the benefit of tracking. If you're not doing that, right, you're not getting the full benefit of what you're trying to do. Amazing. So as we are designing the new us, as we're designing the new me, as we're making these changes, as we are sitting down and looking and we're being intentional, determine that this change is something that I want to make. Know that change doesn't happen overnight, and it can be uncomfortable. One of the things we're going to come back and talk about in another show is this idea of learning to be uncomfortable with the uncomfortable. And then know that if you are persistent, if you are consistent, if you do the things that you should do every day, those small steps that seem like they're not making any progress at all, over time, you will achieve the goal and you would have made the changes that you want. I'm so glad that you joined us tonight. This is Dr. Dwayne Wood. That's Wood with an E. The E stands for endocrinology. And here we help to educate, we help to empower, and we help to encourage you to take charge of your health, take charge of your life. Go to the next level. Live the life you have always wanted. If you've not already done so, go ahead. If you're getting some benefit from the videos that we are producing, go ahead and give us a thumbs up, like this video, share it with your family, with your friends, send it out on your social media platforms. Let people know that we're here. This is day number 13. We're coming back tomorrow with day number 14 with more education, empowerment, and encouragement. If you've not done so, go ahead and subscribe to our channel as well. Hit the bell so that you will get notified when we put out new videos. Thank you for being here. Good night. We will see you tomorrow on day 14 of this live every day in August. See you guys later. Let's get some music and let's get out of here. Bye-bye.